literally, tip, just pretend you're on your honeymoon when you go on holiday. So then there was this running joke, I'd call him Blondie, and I'd be like, oh, fancy Blondie.
No, he's mine now. He doesn't have to. He needs to fatten up.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do his
I'm
hair.
working on it.
I don't want...
My parents kind of clued on to the fact that, like, I'm not going to get married to a Turkish guy. I'm not going to have a traditional wedding.
Hey, it's Yalcin from Chop on Weddings, and today we're having a conversation with Diren. Right?
Hiya.
Is there anything that you wish you would have done differently?
I would have changed my hairstyle for sure. I just didn't like my hair during the day, and I went for a style that isn't me. So when I look, back at it, I'm like, it looks lovely, but I just wish I changed my hair.
Did you have a trial?
I did have a try, but it wasn't like a proper one. It was just, she just fiddled around with it. And because when you obviously planning a wedding, it's so stressful, you kind of lose the will to live a bit. So you kind of just go with the option because of time. So that's what happened to me. And you don't really think about your appearance as much. Like, obviously you get your dress, but you don't really think about, what kind of makeup, what kind of hair. Your dress is like the center of attention. And then you've got your venue, your food. So things take a front row seat rather than, actually how you're going to look. So I would have probably tried more hairstyles and gone with a few other hairstylists as well.
Is there anything else you want to change?
Do you know what? The only thing as well that I would have changed, maybe I had two options with my catering. One was a couple that run this catering business, and they were more like me and Jack, whereas the other one is established catering within the Turkish community. I maybe would have gone with the younger couple that was more my style, but because they were a bit more expensive, I went with the cheaper option. But when looking back, I was like, do you know what? It would have been worth that $2 to $3 grand.
I was $2 to $3 grand.
Yeah. But obviously, when you're planning,
do you find that when planning a wedding, because obviously weddings are expensive. We're in the industry. Yeah. I know the amount of brides I see going, I want that.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you think it's worth to pay that little bit?
Yes.
If there's only a little bit of difference.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about if there's like a major difference, because sometimes there can be a humongous difference. But if there's like a small difference, is it worth that extra little? Even though it's so expensive in the first place?
I don't care, it's worth it, because you'll always look back and think, what if I'd gone for that option? Because if that option's a little bit more expensive, but your heart's kind of set on it, but you can't go for it, you will always think about that second option, no matter what. So I would recommend brides, find the money, take a loan out, do it, because you're always going to think about that.
Okay. So you do believe you should put in that little extra effort?
It's one day.
Because I have read a lot of stuff that at the moment they're like, why did you spend so much on a wedding and stuff? But I think it's a special day.
Exactly.
What's the name of your venue?
Sopwell House.
What made you pick Sopwell House? Because there's a lot of options.
So we actually went to view quite a few places, but because...
How many did you look at?
Well, I say... How many did we look at?
There was a shirt Ian Wright signed in the front, and I'm a big Arsenal fan, so that sold it for me.
That's why.
Ian Wright. That's the reason they picked Sopwell House.
Yeah, well, we actually ended up going with Sopwell House, not because there were footballers who used to stay there, but because it was
by the way, that's her husband. And he's just off camera, right?
But, so
Jack might chime in every once in a while.
But yeah, no, we looked at, I think it was 3 or 4, so it's not that many. But because I've got a Turkish family, and that obviously travelling far distances is just not a thing, so we had to make sure it was quite local. Like, there was a venue in Essex that was beautiful, but I just wanted to make sure that my, guests can make their way there and run back.
Do you know, I've had probably 30 or 40 brides who've commented directly on your wedding to me personally.
30 or 40?
Yes. Who've said,
are you joking?
No, seriously.
No way.
Who've said, I want her wedding.
Normally
it's like, I'd like a wedding like that, or I want this, I wish I could have that venue. No, they're like, no, I want her wedding.
Oh my God, why?
Normally the kind of weddings that we deal with, which are sort of like humongous, right? They're 1,000 plus, 2,000 people. You had very small, intimate wedding, right? And plus you had the whole, you got married outside, you had the violinist, you had the chairs, you had the beautiful romantic moment. You and Jack stood at the altar. You had everything that a bride would want. Then you had the musicians, you had a live band. We're not talking about just singers.
Yeah.
You had the drums, which is the very traditional stuff, but then you also had a great band. And by the way, they're amazing, right? And we'll tag them somewhere. I can't remember the name of the band.
Soundhouse, my favourite.
She remembers Soundhouse, right? Was that your pick or Jack's?
Do you know what? I'll tell you the story
His
about
finger went up, by the way.
Soundhouse, actually. Jack and his friend. So Soundhouse play at 100 Wardour Street, just in Soho, and Jack loves that restaurant. There's always live music. So Jack and his friend went for dinner one night, and they were playing. And then Jack really enjoyed the music, and his friend was like, why don't you get their business card and inquire about... This is before you proposed to me. So he already knew like the type of band he wanted. So he got their business card, and then obviously...
He'd met you, right? This was like...
Yeah, no.
This was
a couple of months before he proposed. So he actually had the business card. So when it came to planning the wedding, obviously they weren't cheap at all. So we were a bit like, oh...
Let's not mention their price on camera. They might have changed it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, because do you know what? They deserved every single penny.
So it was, I think it was 2 guys and 2 ladies, right?
Yeah, so 3 guys,
3 guys.
And 2 ladies, and it was just Motown, it was funk, a bit of R&B.
But the thing is,
and
it's not necessarily the music, right? Because there are a lot of, like we do, with the events we do, there are a lot of great singers, there are a lot of great bands, but they don't really get involved, right?
Yeah.
With them, it was different. He was sitting on people's laps. I think he sat on someone's lap, right?
Yeah, so...
He sat next to people. He got in a sense, I don't want to call them audience, but your guests engaged. Yeah. When people were sitting down, they weren't doing anything.
I'll tell you something about that. So I wanted to, I was asking around people, that have been to, obviously our wedding was a bit English, it was mostly English. So I was just asking my friends, what do you find the most boring at a wedding? And people were like, sometimes dinner can be a bit awkward. Yeah. If you're sat with people you don't really know. So I was like to my band, I want you to play at dinner like we're in 100 Wardour Street.
Oh, really?
And I was like, no one's going to dance, so no one's going to interact at the first bit of the wedding. So I was like, I want you to pull up people and make them dance.
Oh, you made them
I made them, and I was like, I want you to go and sit with people. I want you to get them to engage, because I've been to parties where it's awkward, no one's dancing, it's just like there's a band and no one's communicating with, it's just weird. So I was like, I need you to get the party started. So.
And he did. So you also had the traditional drummers as well, didn't you?
Yeah, so I actually, funny story, I didn't even know they were coming, the traditional drummer. My mum really wanted them, but I was like, no, I've got a DJ, I really don't want that drum, because obviously it's a small venue. And she hired them without me knowing. Okay. And she told me on the day of the wedding that they're coming.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Do you think you had more fun, or do you think Jack had more fun? Because Jack, I'll be honest, my hand goes up to Jack. I'll be honest, Jack was loving it.
Yeah. You were, Turkish families can be a bit forceful when they want you to do something. So they were obviously trying to get him up on the drums and stuff.
And he was up for it.
Yeah, you loved it, didn't you? You loved the attention.
I think it might have been the Dutch courage that helped him.
But no, everyone enjoyed it. And to be fair, I'm quite happy my mum did that, because again, at the end of the day, I'm Turkish, and that's what happens at weddings. So
let's be honest, it was an English wedding. The location was an English wedding. You had the whole setup as an English wedding, even the band. So you basically had the wedding of every bride who's probably watching this, their dream wedding. And I've been told that, so I know you had the dream wedding, Diren. Even your photos, they sent me and go, can I have photos like this? I want these photos. I just want these. Can you just take pictures like Diren? That's it.
Oh, right? That's so good to hear. But look, right, I'm quite lucky. I have an older sister who had the big shebang of the Turkish wedding, thank God. So my parents got that out of their system. But I've never been a fan of Turkish weddings. I'm sorry, but I find them boring. When my mum says, you need to come to this wedding with me, I'm just like, look, no. And because of just me and who I am, my parents kind of clued on to the fact that, like, I'm not going to get married to a Turkish guy. I'm not going to have a traditional wedding. They just knew that. So, and the thing is, I just asked for no opinions from them. I booked the venue. I told my mum, this is where it is. It's in St. Albans. And do you know what? It's funny because my mum was like, this is like I've never been less stressed in my life. Like the day of the wedding, my mum was just in her hotel room watching TV. That we went, because obviously Stockwell House, it's a spa, so we went to the spa the night before with all my bridesmaids. My mum was there, Jack's family were there, we had dinner and stuff. So everyone was really relaxed, and like on the day, because all we had to do was literally walk downstairs. You don't need to go to a hairdresser's in, you know, Haringey from Enfield or anything. No. It's just so calm. And like your room was upstairs, so you didn't need to take, it was zen, and that's what I wanted. Like we had the music on and Prosecco and stuff. And
Prosecco was on tap.
Yeah, it was.
Let's talk about your dress.
Yes.
Where's it from?
It's from Angelica Bridals in Islington.
And why did we pick specifically this dress?
I don't wear fitted clothes, so I didn't want a fitted dress. It's just not me, and I feel like I would have been paranoid. Oh my God, is my tummy sticking out in this photo? Oh my God, it's ruched or whatever. So I was like, I just want an A-line dress, and I want a dress where I feel $1 million, but I don't feel like the dress is wearing me. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I want to be able to dance freely and not have to worry about anything. So that was like the dress that was well suited to me. And because of the time that we, like the season, it was summer still. So obviously I wanted it to be like strappy and like backless and stuff. But like, I do find that with brides that are watching this, like you get married, but in 2 years' time, you'd be like, I would never wear that dress again. 100%. You just wouldn't, because you've seen the pictures, the videos, you always change. So I would just go for something a bit like timeless, nothing too like extra, because at the end of the day, the photos are going to age. Like you don't want it to look a bit funny.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like you said, your dress is not one that is going to age.
It's simple. It's classic. It's a simple classic dress, and that was me. Like I don't do the ball gowns. I don't do the.
I could imagine you in a princess dress, though.
Oh no, God, thank you. My sister wore one, and trust me, I learnt from her. She couldn't even go to the toilet by herself, and I was like, I want it to be. And I had comments on the night though, because I was dancing, and like people were like, you look comfortable, and that's what I wanted. And like ridiculous high heels, like I didn't want ridiculous. I just wore small heels. Like it's like my comfort, my everyday life, my comfort comes first, and that's what I did with the wedding. We also had a sing-off. Oh my God, I completely forgot about that.
Yes, we're going to put that right here so people can watch your
sing-off.
Oh
my God, how embarrassing.
Did you not make me remove that from the video? I'm sure you did. I'm sure Jack, she made me remove that from the video. When you came for your preview, did she not make me remove the sing-off?
No, it wasn't that.
Yes, yeah.
No, there was also one bit at the end of the wedding where there was a song that was supposed to be the last song, but the DJ messed up and he put it on like before, like at the start, and I was like, oh my God, and I got the mic and I was like, this is not the end. This is not the end. Oh, how embarrassing. It's all right, it's fun. And everyone ignored me, which was great. But that song haunts me.
Really?
Yeah, Bruno Mars.
Yes.
Treasure.
Treasure.
Oh my God, it literally haunts me.
But I didn't think you would do it when they were making you sing. I didn't think you would actually do it.
I didn't think I would have done it, but Dutch courage again,
yes,
you know.
Definitely.
But Jack was so good.
It's that Prosecco and tap.
Yeah, but that's another advice. It's just like
Jack loved it. I think that was it. He just took the mic and went for it.
Yeah, this is it.
No, but he was so good. So people were like, "Oh my God, is she going to be good?" And I was terrible. That was like.
I take it you don't sing normally.
No.
Are you a bathroom singer?
Yeah.
Is Jack there, or does he leave?
Yeah, I have a happy playlist I play when I wake up, and I sing to that, don't I?
Yeah, and I run.
Yeah. Whatever. But yeah, I was going to say, like, another advice would probably be just to do whatever you want. Turkish weddings especially, there's a lot of like kind of taboo subject about like how much a bride should dance, how much a bride should, you know, smile even sometimes, or, you know, but I was like, do you know what? This is my day. If I want to be silly, I'm going to be silly. Like, and like no one said anything. Like, but it is, brides do get a bit like, oh my God, is this too much or is this not enough? Like, should I smile? But just be you.
How was the experience of the actual civil ceremony bit? Because your dad walked you up the aisle, didn't he? And he led you up, and then you got your family on both sides. You got this beautiful weather. Did you have the angelic thing there, the emotion, or was it a bit different?
No. I was like, when is this going to be over?
Oh, really?
Honestly, it was hard. Like, it was just because I hate, like, believe it or not, I hate attention. Believe it or not, yeah. And
Your sister
it was
would
just
say
like,
otherwise.
yeah, I know, right? But I was just like, everyone's just looking at you. And I'm going to burst out laughing, and so is Jack. And I was a bit peeved off that he didn't cry, first of all, but oh well. And you cried to like an
He's
Arsenal
laughing off
document.
camera.
You cried at an Arsenal documentary, but you didn't cry when I was walking down the aisle. I was
How dare you, Jack?
like, I was
How
quite
dare you?
peeved off. But yeah, no, I honestly, it was cute. You also worry a lot about getting your words mixed up.
Yes.
So you're actually concentrating on what you're going to say. I loved the bit where she gave us our certificate and then everyone was clapping.
It didn't look like what you're saying, though. It looked like you were walking there and you felt all, yeah, I love this moment. And that, you've seen your video. It looks like that. It looks like you're just in the moment and you're just loving the moment. And you've just said to me, it's completely the opposite.
Because it's obviously very sweet, but as like me and Jack aren't a romantic couple, like
You're very
so
more
stuff
banter.
like that. It makes us laugh. So I was like, I'm gonna laugh, but okay, keep a serious
How
face.
dare you, Jack? She's going to make you pay for that for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
How could you not cry
I
when you saw her,
know.
Jack? What was the shoot like? Like when you're taking pictures? Because I know you were like, I don't really want to
Yeah,
do
well,
photos.
when me and Jack.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I would stress that just do it, just power through it, because me and Jack, we don't do photos. It is. You know, obviously it's tedious because you want to just go out and see your guests. You're in a rush, but I would give brides advice to just stop it and take it. Just take as many. When you were telling me to do this, do that, and I'm like, thank God you did. Do you know what? Ask me to climb a tree, I will do it.
I probably would have. You know?
I know. Do you know what? Just do it. Like it's so important. And I think because I know you. I was a bit like, oh, when we're going to wrap it up? And I was like, when are we going to wrap it up? But do you know what? Looking back, I probably should done a bit more. But at the end of the day, that's what felt right to me.
Because at that moment, you've got your drinks reception going on.
Yeah.
And I can understand that you feel a bit awkward leaving your guests to
Yeah,
go and do
because I'm like,
this
oh my God,
ceremony.
how are they?
And how are they going to get on? And they don't really know each other, the families, or there's going to be some madness going on. But because I've done so many weddings, I kind of know that you would have regretted it.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you pushed me.
Yeah, and it was like, no, I remember me going, no, Diren, there's more, Diren. We're going to do some more. And Jack's like, yeah, you don't need me.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? The best.
Yeah. I'm not mad on pictures, to be honest.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
most blokes.
Yeah. I remember going, Jack, we need to do single portraits of you. We do a couple of pictures. He's like, me? Why me?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Jack, you're the groom. Of course I need to take pictures of you.
It's so funny. Oh God.
He's like, no, you don't need me. Just do some more of her.
And now he uses one of your photos as his LinkedIn profile.
There you go.
So there you go.
Yeah, at least one of them came in handy.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm glad she pushed me, because I would have given up, because I was just so eager to get out there and talk to people and, you know, all that stuff. But I'm glad you did push me.
What stressed you the most about planning your wedding?
Well, it's the cultural difference.
Okay.
Oh my God, just like finding a venue that I liked that could hold, you know, like English weddings usually about 150. I had 250 people there. So like finding the venue, and I'm very particular. So my catering was Turkish.
I'm glad you picked us then, isn't it? We got away with something good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys were on top of the list, but
Thank you. I bet we were at the bottom, right, Jack? Should we ask your mum?
he was like, oh, cool, they're so expensive. I was like, no, we need them. But Jack was like, for photographers.
As long as he's a fan now.
Yeah, you are, aren't you?
You're waving the flag now.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the cultural difference stressed me out the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you had your morning, which was your ceremony, then you had like a drinks reception.
Yeah.
And then you had obviously your evening reception, right?
Yeah.
How did you come up with the decoration and planning for that? How did that go?
PowerPoint presentations to my catering.
Really?
Honestly, full document of what I want my ceremony to be.
Can we have a copy of that?
I've tried to find it, but it was
Really?
on my old phone. Like, do you know, at work, I used to, like, on my lunch break, just do it on my phone, like, make collages. So I made one for my ceremony. I did one for my table decor, like, my literally everything. And then I printed it out and went to my catering company, and I went, this is what I want.
Your catering was Ashken Catering? right?
Ashken, yeah. And they did it. They were good.
When you walked in, what's that experience like? Jack, how many did you have at that point?
Jack doesn't drink.
I'm just messing with him, yeah.
I generally don't drink.
No, it doesn't. So he was that for him. It was like, oh my god, I don't even have Dutch coffee. But for me, when I walked in,
Well,
I
this
was
is all
like,
joking aside. I'll keep messing with Jack, but he was sober, 100%.
no, it was probably the
100%. He was just drunk on love.
And I'm glad he was, weren't you? Because one of us had to be sober. God. But when I walked in, I was like, oh my god, it looks tiny.
Really?
I was like, this is so small, because they obviously, when I went to see it, it was empty, and then there were tables and chairs. But I was like, wow, like it looks tiny, but it was nice because it was very intimate again. Like, loads of people were there, and oh my god, everyone's here. Oh my god, I'm like, oh
You're
my
just shocked that people turned up to your
yeah,
wedding.
no, it's. I don't think you understand. You plan it for so long that it doesn't feel real.
Okay.
So it's surreal, and then it's like when you see people have arrived, like seeing friends that came from the evening from like far away. I'm like, oh my god, you're here. Like, what on earth? But I was
Have
just
you got
like,
experience of people not showing up?
no, you would think, eh, Flake. No, it was just, I was just so happy. I was like, oh my god, like it's happening. Like that's a bit I enjoyed, because it's the less serious side of it and the more playful side of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you went and you've having your first dance. What were you guys talking about during the dance?
Telling Jack how to dance, honestly. I was like, can you move? Like, move. He was just standing there. You were just standing
Did you guys have any
there.
dance lessons?
No. Oh my god. I was like, just to get Jack to do anything for the wedding was like a big ask, so let alone go to a dancing class.
You can't teach the talent I've got.
Shut up, no. But he was just so stiff, and I was like, Jack, like, move.
I knew we should have had him here.
But like, there was one bit, and I'm like, oh, like I got my aunt thinking Jack's gonna swirl me around. He swirls himself around. I'm like, oh my god, like what are you doing? Oh, that. Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was embarrassing for me,
Why?
because I picked.
Why does the lady have to always get the one that's spun? Jack just decided he wanted to be the one.
Yeah,
that's
and to be fair, everyone laughed, I suppose, but that was a complete accident. I was like, I just did that because it became awkward because Jack wasn't dancing. He was literally just like, and then he was stepping on my shoes.
He was doing the sway rather than the spin, right?
It was like a cross between a sway and a two-step.
We had a song that we both really liked. It was like, oh, like it's because we chose it. Like, we said, oh, it's our song.
What was your dance? First
Jack, go do the honours.
The Wonder of You by Elvis Presley.
Why did
dance?
you?
The Wonder of You by Elvis Presley.
But why, Jack? Why that song?
Because that's what the Arsenal players used to run out to.
That's what the Arsenal players used to run out to. High five. Virtual high five.
Yeah, literally.
Yes.
But I actually quite liked the song, so I thought it was a bit different.
It's a bit
Than
of
I'm done
Elvis.
with Ed Sheeran, so
Yeah, you didn't want that.
it's-
Bruno Mars left the wound. So,
yeah, don't wanna. But
Are we
but
talking
yeah,
about Bruno because of
the singing?
yes, the singing. Yeah. So then you had your. Did you do a speech? I think Jack did a speech, but did you do a speech?
No, do you know what? Right, controversial opinion. People might disagree with me. I've actually been to weddings where the girl, like the bride or the bridesmaids, do a speech and it just doesn't work. Don't do it. We went to a wedding recently. It just doesn't. Oh, you cut this out if you want. I don't care. But women can't be funny like how men can tear into each other. You're not gonna say as a bridesmaid, oh, she was taking a massive dump in here and it's gonna. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't work.
Okay, so Jack's there and he's giving you that nice speech. At that moment, you just want to get up and hug him.
Yeah,
I
I
wanted
did
to.
actually.
I'll be honest, I wanted
He
to
did his
do it.
speech in Turkish, didn't he?
Yes.
So I was like, wow, like I'm so proud of you. And I could hear my Turkish family clapping after every word you were saying. So I was like, oh, I felt a bit proud. I was like, wow, like that's
How
so
much
good.
did he practice that?
He worked so hard for that, didn't you? You
And
worked.
never did another word of Turkish again.
No. He forgotten. No.
Spent about 2 hours a day for weeks.
2 hours a day for weeks.
Yeah.
You did
Yeah.
better than me.
Yeah, well, honestly, he was,
He's done
and he's
so
got
good, yeah.
he's got a Turkish friend, so he practiced with him quite obviously because I couldn't hear the speech, but he did great, and his groomsman did a great speech. And Brody is Spike Milligan's grandson. Spike Milligan is a very famous stand-up comedian.
He dug into you a bit. Is he a good friend? Is he still a good friend?
He's still. I was with him yesterday.
Okay, so we didn't get rid of him.
No.
He could have done me a lot worse though.
Oh, really?
He kept a lot of stuff back, which I'm grateful for.
Obviously,
Thank
it's
you,
a
Brody.
Turkish wedding. I was like, my thing was like, please, like, don't just embarrass us. Like,
Okay.
keep it funny, but calm.
So was there any advice that your sister, because she obviously got married before
Yeah.
you, is there any advice that she gave you?
Do you
about
know
your wedding?
what? A lot in the sense that, because she had the traditional Turkish wedding, and it's like she would have loved a wedding like mine where it was, you know, smaller. So she was good in the sense she was like, just do what you want. She kept pushing me to do what I wanted. So I'm grateful for that. Because I, as I mentioned, I found the cultural difference very stressful. So to have my sister who's Turkish just say, like, it doesn't matter, do it, then that was good, yeah.
Okay, so now that you're married, and you have been married through lockdown,
Yes.
where we've seen a lot of fights, and that you've basically been fast tracked. You've lived 7 years probably worth of marriage in like a year, right?
Yeah.
Well, what's it like being married?
It's great, I'd say.
Yeah?
Jack? No,
No comment, Your Honour.
we got married in 2019 September. Lockdown happened shortly after. So we were forced to live, and we lived in a 1-bedroom flat beforehand, and we were both working in there. So it was really tedious, like it was. But now that we've bought a house and we've got our space, it's so much
It's a
better.
very nice house, by the
Thank
way.
you. It's not fully done
I've
yet.
fallen in love with your bathroom.
Show you later. I think it's great. Obviously, with Turkish culture, you can't live together before marriage and stuff. So it was a whole new, as well as getting married, it was a whole new life for us. It was a whole new beginning. But I really enjoyed it. I'm still enjoying it, even we're not getting a divorce.
No, yeah. He seems happy too. I don't think there's a
Yeah,
divorce
no,
yet.
it's great. We like.
If you've had that 7-year thing, but within a year. So if you would have had it, you'd have already.
Oh
had
my
it.
god, it was difficult, and
We've
can
had
imagine.
a few divorces. That's why. Like not me, but we've had a few divorces.
No.
Yes.
Who? No,
I can't
don't
tell
put it
you.
here.
What am I going to do?
What?
Put it on live thing?
That got married
Yes.
in 2019.
Yes. Yes.
Why? Because
But
they couldn't.
I guess they couldn't do what you two did.
Oh my god! Wow. I mean, if you watch yourself, Jack. Oh
Yeah,
my-
Jack. No,
No.
he's an Arsenal supporter. He'll be fine.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine.
If he can
It's,
live through what Arsenal's gone through, he'd live through anything.
Is that true?
It's a very good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, is there? All right. Don't throw him under a bus. Is there anything that now that you live together that you bug Jack about?
Anything that I bug Jack at, what don't I bug him about is the question. What don't? I'm coming from a Turkish family.
I know he's already told us off camera that you're a clean freak.
Yes, my mum is a clean freak, which
Okay.
is rubbed off on me and my sister. Like, for
In the
English
Turkish
people,
culture, that is, I think, is in the blood. My wife's the same. It's in the blood.
literally, for English people, they don't tend to take their shoes off inside the house. So I said to Jack, like, if you ever wear your shoes in the house, I will divorce you.
Oh, really?
I know, that was a deal breaker.
He's just dipped his head. I think it's true.
His dad always takes a mickey, and he was like, shall I bring a change of socks as well? Well, the funny thing is, my mum used to take me to take my socks off as well as my shoes before I went.
Really?
Yeah, which is funny, but
Mum
I don't
is
make
level
it.
2.
Yeah, my
Mum is
mum's
on
a
the
whole
next
new
level.
level. But I think for us, the only thing we
It's just
ever
because you're
argue
walking
about,
outside and you've got mud and stuff and you don't want it to go all over your
it's
ground.
like, why do you want
Yeah.
that? What? I'm in
Yeah,
the bar.
and there's
I've
all
got
sorts of right, the dogs
Oh
weeing
God,
on the floor.
it just
there's all sorts of
doesn't
stuff.
bode
You want
well
that,
with me at
and
all.
you're walking. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
can
I-
understand it, but I mean, our ladies in our culture take it to like another level.
Yeah, like
Yes. So you complained to Jack about taking his shoes off.
yeah, which
Anything
he
else?
did. Everything cleaning related.
Everything cleaning related.
Like everything.
So do you complain about him not throwing his clothes in the basket? Maybe put it next to it.
Yeah. Wet towels on the bed. There's other things that are
Oh, he's
really
not-
disgusting.
He's completely zoned out now.
Oh, it's just like the only thing we argue about is cleaning.
Okay, really? That's the
it's-
only thing?
And there's other.
Jack, you could be perfect.
No,
You
well,
could be the perfect man for Diren if you
I
just clean
honestly,
more.
when he picks up a Hoover, like when he just picks it up and hoovers,
Do you fall in love again?
I'm just like, I fancy you.
Yes, my wife says the same.
I'm just
not
like-
even going to say. The other day, I was, I couldn't find a clean plate, so I went to the dishwasher, opened it, and then I said, while I'm taking one out, I might as well empty the
Take-
dishwasher.
oh, well
So
done.
while I'm emptying it, she just came and she gave me the look, which your wife gives you. And I was just like, oh.
It's so
I'll
easy.
empty it more often.
Yeah, but it's just so easy. That's what I tried to say to him. I was like, if you do like wipe at the table or something, it's like, I'll be a nicer person towards you. Like,
But maybe he likes the tension. I like it. I do stuff.
No,
I do stuff on purpose sometimes. I just leave it there. I'll leave my socks next to the staircase, and I just won't take it upstairs when I go, just so that I can hear. Don't you know your socks are downstairs?
Oh, don't.
Can't you just
Oh my
take your socks
God.
upstairs with you?
oh my God, don't. That is literally.
As you get married longer and longer, I notice that you just do stuff just to annoy the other person a little bit.
It works if you're doing that for that reason. It really works, but it's.
All right, now that we've taken that part out, what is it that you love more about Jack now that you're married?
God.
There we go.
Not much. I'm joking. I love how warm he is.
Yeah, he's a
He's
very
and my family obviously can't communicate with him because they don't know English, but I feel like there's just that warm energy, like he gives everyone a hug. He's like,
definitely a hugger. I've seen him. He's a hugger.
very, so he's just very like, just warm and everyone loves it, and I love his sense of humour. He gets on with everyone and he's very clever, even though he's away with the fairies literally 95% of the day.
That's where he gets his cleverness from, though.
He's just
As we
always
don't
thinking
understand.
about
The
something
fairy.
else. And
Yeah.
I love how ambitious he is. He's very driven.
Perfect. See? You found the perfect man.
Delete that.
Get rid of it. That's the scene we get rid of. You found the perfect man,
Yeah.
Diren. How did you and Jack meet?
How did we meet? Oh,
Instagram.
no, he doesn't have social media. So my best friend is, she's now engaged to a guy called Alex, and Alex and Jack are good friends.
Okay.
I just went to the pub one day with my friend Sarah, and then Jack was there. Jack still has like curly blonde hair, and I saw him and I was like, oh, like he's fit.
Cool.
And then he never spoke to me. He left the pub. So then there was this running joke. I'd call him Blondie, and I'd be like, "Oh, fancy Blondie." And then randomly one day, my friend Sarah invited me to a barbecue, and then Jack was there, and then we just got talking, and yeah, the rest is history.
So you basically...
Yeah.
That's different, isn't it? See, Jack, the beauty of being good looking.
Really?
Yeah.
There we go.
Not
There we go.
anymore. I'm joking.
That's the running thing, isn't it? No, he's mine now. He doesn't have to. He needs to fatten up.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do his
I'm
hair.
working
'cause
on it.
I don't want anyone else to look at my man, right?
No, I'm working on that. But yeah, that's how we met.
Oh, I like it. It's a great thing. And so after the wedding, did you guys go on a honeymoon?
Yes, we went to Mauritius.
Oh, tell me, man.
Lovely. We stayed in this amazing villa complex. So it was a hotel, but the rooms were like individual with like own pools. It's very tropical.
Okay.
So a bit like Indonesia, like Thailand vibes. But it was so lovely. Like the attention, obviously, I feel like because I'm just going to lie and say I'm on a honeymoon every time I go on a holiday, because the attention that people give you, like the fruit baskets, this,
Oh,
that.
you mean when you tell the hotel that it's a
Yeah, obviously we booked it via...
Don't do that because you're going to ruin it for people.
No,
Right?
but literally, tip, just pretend you're on your honeymoon when you go on holiday. But anyway, it was great. Like, it was so relaxing because obviously we had the wedding and then we went on our honeymoon 2 days after. But one tip I would actually give is that, like, we went on our honeymoon straight after, basically, but I would have gone about a week or two later.
Okay, why?
Because you just want to talk to everyone about the wedding.
Really?
Face to face. So
I've heard like a lot of the brides that I spoke to, they said the second the wedding was over, I never wanted to hear about a wedding ever again.
No, the thing is, like, I didn't.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, but I wanted to know what people thought of it.
Oh, you mean?
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
So
I just
did you
wanted to
have
be
fun?
like, because obviously we're texting and stuff, but I just wanted to actually see people and be like, so did you have fun? Like, what was going on? But like, I was sick of the wedding. Don't get me wrong, like, because it just been, and I was like, I thought it went perfect, but I just wanted the opinions of other people. So I probably would have gone about maybe a week or two later, just so
This
I
is advice
saw.
for Mum who's not gone on his honeymoon yet.
Have you not? Have you booked it? No?
That's the him.
You need to do that. Very mixed culture there, like Indians, Chinese, like
it's one of those places when they got did you have the monkeys and all that sort of stuff there?
We saw monkeys, but we didn't go
You didn't
near
get any
them.
robbed? You didn't get robbed from the monkeys?
we were told to be careful.
Yeah, because they come and just grab the stuff and run off.
Yeah. The thing with Mauritius, it's actually kind of, there isn't too much history to it, believe it or not. We thought there would be. Everything's transported into Mauritius, so there isn't that element to it. But it's just like the hotel, like the food, everything was just 5-star.
Are you two more of the kind that likes to travel and explore, or do you the one who just wants to sit on the beach and do nothing?
Do nothing. That is literally...
That's what your honeymoon is for.
Yeah, it was just so nice because obviously you plan a wedding for so long, and then that's like... And I remember when I was getting ready on my wedding day, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go on holiday, because you forget you're going on holiday. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, so I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go on holiday. I'm so excited. And you just remember that.
Something popped in my head, because you got a mix of cultures. Mm-hmm. Did Jack have to come and ask for your hand in marriage?
Oh, yeah, we had the isteme.
Yeah, how was that?
It was funny.
The fact that he can't speak Turkish, and they can't speak English, that must have been amazing, Jack, for you. Just going, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, my dad did the Turkish speech, asking for...
Yeah, he said it in Turkish.
Did your dad?
Wait for it though. So his dad did this amazing speech of like, kızınızı isteriz, verir misiniz? And my dad's response, okay. That's all he said. He went, okay.
Well, he was ready to marry you off.
No, he just, because he thought maybe he has to say something in English and all he can say is okay. But everyone was crying. It was literally, it was so nice. And we did the whole car there, the Turkish coffee.
Did you salt his coffee?
No, they were like, don't do it. Did I actually?
Did you
Salt in your coffee? I can't remember, no.
See,
But
it's the second bride that we've had that have not salted their coffee.
I think he would have literally spat it out on my mum's sofa, and she would have had her.
I had a ton of black pepper in mine.
Oh.
Thank you so much for that, Diren. And you've given some great advice, and hopefully brides take something out of it, and then they plan a better wedding.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. No, thank you for coming.
Hopefully you enjoyed that. It was a great conversation with Diren. So while you're planning your wedding, just remember, as Diren said today, do what you want. Do everything that you feel right. People will tell you that you're spending too much, you're spending too little, you're going too big, you're going too small. Your dress is too big, your dress is too small. As she said today, pick what you want. Pick the dress that you want and pick the venue you want, because you picked the person you wanted to spend the rest of your life with. That's the most important thing. All joking aside, you're going on a road now where you're going to spend the rest of your life with somebody you love. Somebody you're going to spend all the great moments, all the crazy moments. You're going to, as she's pointed out a few times, get annoyed by certain stuff, but it's all worth it in the end, because you've got the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Now, if you want to see any more videos like this, make sure that you subscribe and you hit the like button. If you enjoyed anything and you want to comment about it, please drop a comment down below as well. If you'd like to see some of our work, head over to chobamweddings.com.